Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm not doing a makeup tutorial, I'm not singing the national anthem, but I am doing a bracket. Brackets are often just used for sports. In this case, we're using it for movies. And the question is, what is the best animated Disney film? Others could say most will say Frozen. Um, I don't know. I can't pick. I love them all, which was hard for me to do this bracket. One, I had to pick 16 Disney movies and then narrow it down to one. But I set aside the Disney fan and brought out the critic. And so, okay. Just an FYI, this is all opinion based. You don't have to agree with me, but don't spam my comments with angry comments about, this Disney movie should have won over this Disney movie. Another FYI, I wore this outfit yesterday when I was giving a similar presentation like this to my mother, who is probably watching this video. So, hi Mom. Alright, let's go down our list of the 16 Disney movies that are eligible for the best Disney movie. Our first pairing is Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Brave, and Tangled. So those are our first set of 4 Disney movies. The second set of 4 is Mulan, Peter Pan, Lion King, and The Little Mermaid. Next one is 101 Dalmatians, Princess and the Frog, Beauty and the Beast, and Hercules. And the last pair is Aladdin, The Jungle Book, Snow White, and of course, Frozen. So for the first part right here, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. They're both very different Disney movies. In fact, both villains from these movies were eligible for the worst Disney villain. Cinderella is about a girl named Cinderella who loses her father and is treated horribly by her stepmother and stepsisters. But through that, she's still courageous and kind and maintains, a good atmosphere. And one day there's a ball. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know the story of Cinderella, but for those of you who don't, she gets her dress torn up by her stepsisters, and she meets a fairy godmother that gives her a dress, a brand new dress that's beautiful and it's blue, and she dances with the prince. And she gets her happily ever after, like every Disney movie. The Sleeping Beauty, I couldn't say compares to that. Yes, she wasn't treated terribly. She was just sent off to be raised in the woods by 3 fairies because she was cursed by Maleficent as a baby. So yeah. So in my opinion, Cinderella definitely beats Sleeping Beauty for that first round because it's so, come on. Yes, Sleeping Beauty is a great story, but it's not compared to Cinderella. If I was in the situation Cinderella was, I could not be nice through that whole thing. Brave and Tangled. Both good movies, but I think I love Tangled, but I think Brave's just a little bit better. They both came out around the same time, 2010, 2012, so 2 years apart. But Merida is one of the only princesses that doesn't have a prince. She didn't need one. She didn't want one. And you gotta salute her for that. And when her mother tried to get her to be married, she chose archery as the game to be played, and whoever won this game of archery got her hand. So she went and shot for herself. And then her mom, she wanted to change her mother. The way she acted, she ended up physically changing her mother to look like a bear. And she went through all of this just to get her mom back, which I think's amazing. In Tangled, it's a young princess who's stolen as a baby and raised in a tower, and she's not allowed to go outside. But when she does, when she meets Flynn Rider and goes, she realizes everything her mother said was a lie. And Mother Gothel was also another one of the villains. contesting for worst Disney villain. Well, not worst, the most evil. And I mean, like, they get their happily ever after. I mean, every Disney movie, there's a nice ending. But I think Merida's story is a little better because she was, brave. So I think Brave conquers over Tangled. Alright, Peter Pan and Mulan. Peter Pan's a very it's a fantastic movie. It's very fantasy. These children they don't want to they're taken to a place where they never grow up, Neverland, by Peter Pan. And they fight, like, Captain Hook and all these people, but, like, that's about it. Mulan is an inspirational story about a young lady who wants to help her father, and she dresses herself as a boy and joins the Chinese army. But when she's discovered, she isn't killed, but just shamed. And even though she was told to go home, she still tried to help them with the Emperor. The Emperor had been taken hostage by Shan Yu, one of the villains contesting for worst villain, along with Captain Hook. But yeah, I mean, and she ended up saving China and became a hero. So I think that's very inspirational. And personally, Mulan is one of my my favorite Disney movie, next to 101 Dalmatians. I love that movie. But this is the critical point of view. I feel Mulan conquers over Peter Pan. It is such a fantastic story, but also Disney, like, major league sugarcoated this story. There's actually the live action movie that's coming out March 27th. Also, Mushu, come on. Mushu's so funny. He's, like, one of the best characters in the movie. So, between Mulan and Peter Pan, it has to be Mulan. The Lion King and The Little Mermaid. Many of you, I think, already know which is going to win this one. The Little Mermaid is about a mermaid that just wants to go up to the human world. And she talks with Ursula, the sea witch, one of the villains on the bracket. And she gets her voice stolen and has to try and get Prince Eric to kiss her, in 3 days. Because if not, then she is to be in Ursula's little soul garden thing. And in The Lion King, Simba, who's the future king, he loses his dad, Mufasa, because of Scar, one of the villains. And he, meets Timon and Pumbaa, and, they sing Hakuna Matata. And then, they probably have been singing it for a very long time because Simba goes from a cub to a full-grown lion in a matter of seconds. And they're still singing the song. And he actually goes back to Pride Rock to help his mom. And, can you feel the love tonight? Him and Nala fall in love, his childhood best friend. Betrothed, as Zazu says, betrothed, intended, affianced. But he defeats Scar and becomes the Lion King. So, I think, with that reasoning, the Lion King conquers over the Little Mermaid. Alright. Princess and the Frog and 101 Dalmatians. One of my favorites. And also the movie with the most evil Disney villain, Cruella de Vil. There's even a song about her. I'm not singing it. Princess and the Frog is, I feel like that story that everybody knows. It's a prince that is a frog, he gets turned into a frog. And then the princess, Tiana, also gets turned into a frog. And she has to kiss the frog to turn him into a prince. I mean, this girl be kissing frogs. I mean, yes, the movie does have some very good songs. I mean, like Almost There, that's a good song, and Friends on the Other Side, which is more talking, I guess, than singing. But Princess and the Frog, it's that story that everybody knows. Disney made it a movie. 101 Dalmatians, everyone knows the title, but some people might not know the story. So, Pongo and Perdita, two Dalmatian dogs. Well, Pongo is trying to get his pet, Roger, to fall in love. And that's when, they go to the park and they meet Anita with Perdita, the dog. And then they have 15 Dalmatian puppies. They keep them, but then Cruella wants them. She wants to make dog skin fur coats out of those Dalmatian dogs. So she takes them, but, and Pongo and Perdita, they travel very long ways to go get their puppies. And they do end up coming back with 101 Dalmatian puppies. And they do a lot to stay away from Cruella and, Jasper and Horace. Cruella de Vil's minions. They walk through the snow for a very long time. And, also, they actually fight off, Pongo and Perdita fight off I keep saying Joris. Horace and Jasper. They, bite them and, attack them to get their puppies. And then they meet up with the Labrador, and they get their way back to London. All of these movies, by the way, are on Disney+. You can watch them. So I think out of 101 Dalmatians and Princess and the Frog, I feel 101 Dalmatians gets the cake for this one. For that one. Beauty and the Beast and Hercules. Hercules is the story of the god Hercules, which is with one of our, probably one of my most favorite villains, Hades. He gets, sent to Earth. He doesn't get killed. Hades tries to kill him. But he doesn't get killed, but just human. But he has, really, he's super strong. And, he ends up becoming, this big hero and defeating, Hades. And that's that. And he falls in love with Meg. And then Beauty and the Beast, an amazing love story. My sister actually, really loves this movie. Mainly because Belle was one of the only brunette princesses besides Jasmine and Snow White, who was the first animated Disney princess. But she thought Snow White was too sweet for her, which I can't blame her. Snow White is a very sweet girl. But, so in Beauty and the Beast, there's a girl named Belle, which means beauty. And then her father is taken after, he wanders into the Beast's castle. And she goes to rescue him. And, she meets the Beast, and they actually end up falling in love, Beauty and the Beast. But she finds out that he's been cursed and has to fall in love before the last petal of this rose falls off. So, and it ends up happening happily ever after. But I think we know which one towers overall. Well, not overall, but over the two. Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin and the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book, yes, it's a good movie, but it isn't as good as Aladdin. They did remake Aladdin, and I was kind of disappointed by it, because, one, Jafar was the scariest villain I ever saw. I thought he was terrifying. And then I see this new one, and Jafar has, like, no emotion. And it kind of disappointed me. But we're not going to let the remake smear the reputation of Aladdin. Come on, the genie, man. I did an Aladdin-themed video when I did my gender bend version of the genie. The genie is one of my favorite characters. Like, I'm sorry, Robin Williams did so good as the genie. And the song, it's amazing. I love it so much. And then Jafar makes it like 20 times, but you got Jafar and the genie, which are two great grounded characters. I mean, Jafar saw absolute power, and that's what got him where he was. He got turned into a genie and had to abide by the rules of the lantern. Or the lamp, sorry. And then Jasmine and Aladdin sing A Whole New World and fall in love. And so, I think Aladdin beats The Jungle Book. Can we call you Al or just Din? Snow White and Frozen. Best animated film is Frozen, obviously. No, I'm kidding. But Frozen is a great movie about two sisters, and, of course, Olaf is everyone's favorite snowman. He's so cute. Snow White was the first animated Disney film that with, like, voices besides, like Steamboat Willie. It's about a girl who's beautiful. She has skin that's snow white. Get it? And she has black hair, like jet black hair that's bobbed. Kind of. It's like this short. And it's curled. But she has the evil queen as a stepmother. And the evil queen's jealous of her beauty, so she sends a huntsman to kill Snow White when she, runs off into the woods. But he couldn't do it, so the queen sought to kill her herself. She gives Snow White a poisoned apple, and she bites it, and she dies. And then her prince comes, and he kisses her, and he saves her. Which, I don't know why you'd go up and be kissing dead bodies, but, that's Snow White. And then Frozen, two sisters, Olaf, let it go, come on, Frozen. But the real reason Frozen won is because it's just such a heartwarming story. Not actually, because Elsa, it's such a heartwarming story because, and then again, Elsa has ice power, so it's not really warming. But two sisters, one shuts the other out. Elsa shuts out Anna after she freezes her head during a game of, snow games. 50 Do You Want to Build a Snowman's later, and they're finally grown up, and their parents die in a boat wreck. Classic Disney movies don't have parents. But Elsa is, she's gonna be crowned queen soon. So, it's that day of the coronation. And she's practicing, and the gates are finally opened after God knows how long. Anna's singing for the first time in forever down the street, and she runs in to the main antagonist, Hans, and then love is an open door, and she wants to marry the dude. Elsa says no, and they get into a conflict, and then Elsa's ice powers show, and she runs away into the mountains, and just lets it go. And she stays up there, and Anna seeks to find her. When she does, they sing again. And Elsa freezes her heart. And only an act of true love can save her. When she thinks her, the man of her dreams, Hans, was going to kiss her and save her, plot twist, he's the bad guy. And he wants to kill both Anna and Elsa so he can have Arendelle. And Anna actually finds out that Kristoff is her one and true love. But, plot twist, it's not. It's Elsa. Elsa, I guess, she went to save Elsa and she freezes. But then when Elsa, starts crying on her, she unfreezes, and voila, she unfreezes Arendelle. It's a happy ending. So, there's that. Okay, now we're in round 2. Cinderella, Brave, Mulan, The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Frozen. So, between Cinderella and Brave, I feel it's a hard pick. They're both amazing Disney movies. I mean, and Cinderella went through all that crap and still got a happy ending. Merida, the princess from Brave, she did everything she did for her mother and love, and she claimed to not like her mom, but in the end they did end up loving each other and got closer. But sorry, Merida, Cinderella wins this round as well. Mulan and The Lion King. I feel The Lion King takes this one because this dude, Simba, went back. I feel like he ran away. He was forced out by his uncle and then came back and, beat the crap out of his uncle. And he took back Pride Rock with Nala. That's just a circle of life. So the Lion King wins that round. 101 Dalmatians and Beauty and the Beast. See, the love story that's in Beauty and the Beast, it's very, very awe-inspiring. That's a love story that everybody would love to have, is one like Beauty and the Beast. To get under, Belle was the only person that could calm the Beast. And, she fell in love with him. And because of her love, he turned into a prince. In 101 Dalmatians, yes, 2 Dalmatian dogs managed to get all, 101 Dalmatian dogs away from Cruella de Vil. But they're both equally amazing movies, but I think the heroics in 101 Dalmatians just is a little bit better than the love story in Beauty and the Beast, so you gotta go with 101 Dalmatians. Aladdin and Frozen, 2 great Disney movies, but see, the whole reason Aladdin's as good a movie as it is because of the genie. But then again, the whole reason Frozen is as good as it is because of Olaf. Olaf is a great character, and he's very funny, and so is the genie. The genie's like the OG Olaf. It's hard to pick, but I feel, with the remake kind of smears Aladdin's reputation, but like I said, we're not going to let that affect it. I feel that the one that's best is Aladdin. Okay. Round 3. Cinderella and The Lion King. Great Disney movies. I feel that it's a hard decision, folks. I feel Lion King is a very inspirational story. But that also, Lion King gives you that strike of emotion when, Mufasa dies. It just gives you that, like, that's one of the movie scenes you cry for, I feel like. When you were a kid and you first watch it, I feel like that's one of those movies that you cry for. But Cinderella is one of those ones where you look at it and be like, oh, I wish that could happen. I mean, a dream is a wish, so there's some inspiring quotes in that movie. But, sorry, Cindy, The Lion King takes this round. Okay, 101 Dalmatians and Aladdin. We already know. Aladdin. I mean, it's an amazing movie. Aladdin and The Lion King, love and family. So, Aladdin, the love story, at first, Jasmine didn't want to get married, but then again, she hadn't met the right man yet. Aladdin disguises himself as a prince to try and win her, because he knew he couldn't get her, because he was a street rat. Scoundrel. Take that. And the genie, helps Aladdin out a lot here. He gives him Prince Ali, fabulous and Aladdin's never had a friend like him. So, obviously, he got Jasmine and Aladdin to fall in love. Not really, he can't do that. He couldn't make them fall in love, but they let them fall in love on their own. So, there's that. In The Lion King, the love story doesn't really come in until, the end, I guess, of the movie. It's, the right in the middle. But, they were best friends. Simba and Nala. She's actually the one that tells Simba about what's happening at Pride Rock and what Scar is doing and his little hyenas. And, they fall in love, but he goes back and, helps his mom and everybody, and he pushes his uncle off a cliff. And that's really, I guess, not really inspiring. It's a dramatic scene, definitely. And the live action one, I feel like, portrays that. How dramatic the movie really was. And what all happened to poor Simba. But he put back his fear and came back and saved Pride Rock. And with that reasoning, folks, give me a drum roll. The best animated Disney film, in opinion, is The Lion King. We're going to draw a crown because king. So, here is the bracket all together. It's amazing how you can start out with 16 movies and narrow it down to one. But this, like I said, this is all opinion-based. You don't have to agree with me. Most of you will agree with me that The Lion King is the supreme Disney movie. But I can't give you my opinion because that's one of my opinions on best Disney film. There's so many others I think are really good. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I haven't posted in a while. I'm sorry. But I will see you guys hopefully next week. Bye.